got too much stuff going on right now. I feel very cluttered over here.
Yeah, I need to clean my desk off.
See, there's a difference. You can't just say, yeah, like we're in agreements because we're in the same situation. We're not. Okay. We're not. I feel cluttered because I have all this gift wrapping paper and gifts that I need to wrap today. You feel clustered because you just don't clean off your desk.
Yeah.
Very different.
You know, I'm doing the best I can.
Let me get this here.
Can I have a sip? Can I have a sip?
Sip of what?
Of your drink?
There's no drink in here, folks.
Of your energy drink?
She's looking at me with them eyes.
Them special eyes.
Thank goodness you had your pinky up. Otherwise, I would have thought you were trash.
You make fun of me every time I do that.
Well, it's because it's easy. Whoa.
Maybe I just like being bullied.
I thought you were going to say you like being easy, and I was like, all right.
No, but I have been reading dark romance novels, which I normally don't, because like...
For those of us that are uneducated, what does that specify exactly?
So
like,
dark romance is like... The guy's like a serial killer or a stalker, or he like kidnaps his love interest or things like that. And normally...
Wait, is it always the male in these stories that's the
most
protagonist,
of the time.
Criminal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes I've seen it reversed. Like one of my favorite ones that I've read this year, my friend recommended it. It's like Butcher and Blackbird, and they're both serial killers who kill bad people. And like the main character, she finds serial killers who like attack women basically, and then he tracks down serial killers, and like it's a whole thing. But they fall in love.
So the plot of Dexter.
Is that what Dexter is? Does he find a serial killer that he loves?
Yeah, like the last season. And then I don't know if they have a kid or if he adopts a kid or somehow there's a kid involved and he gets found out. But to save her and the kid, he fakes his own death and then disappears.
He gets married again?
I don't know if they're married, but I know that she takes over like watching the kid because she was a serial killer, but less of one than he was. So she basically stopped to raise the kid after he like pretended to kill himself.
Okay, yeah, I knew about the ending, but
yeah.
But yeah, I guess I need to finish Dexter because
I've only watched like one season, and I think it was the final season. So I'm golden on it. I know that's where they get the meme for that one guy who says like "surprise, motherfucker." Like,
yeah.
I know that. I know it comes from Dexter. I don't know anything else about it though.
I don't either. I watched it, but it was like a binge watch type of thing. So a lot of the details blur together.
Anyway, so you've been reading a lot of fantasies about doing it with criminals. Okay.
So, but the one I'm reading right now is about, I'm 99% sure that it's the plot of 50 Shades of Grey and they just rewrote it, but to be worse,
I feel like that's a good amount of stories.
Yeah. And so I'm like reading it and I'm like, huh, this is really familiar. But the guy's a stalker and he falls in love with the lady and she finds out he's a stalker, and of course she's freaked out, and like she eventually forgives him. She's like, you know what, you liked me, like you didn't do anything else too bad, whatever.
Oh, I think I remember you talking about this a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so the funniest part to me is I'm not done reading it. I'm on the second. I finished the first book. The second book is not as good, but
okay.
So I'm struggling, but there's this line he throws in where basically like she wanted to get on birth control because they're doing a lot of sex,
Yes.
As the kids say.
Doing a lot of the sex.
Doing it. And then there's like a casual line where he's like, and I bribed the gynecologist to give her a shot of saline instead of the birth control. And I read that and I literally laughed out loud because I was like, what the fuck?
The shot of this. Oh, like she's getting injections. She's not taking like a pill.
Yeah, it's like a shot you get. It lasts for like 3 months. But he was like, I bribed the doctor to give her like saline, And I was just like, what the fuck am I reading? I feel like is more for entertainment than anything else.
Couldn't you have also bribed the doctor to give her like a fertility shot? Like, is he trying to have a kid?
Oh yeah.
So why wouldn't you just bribe them for the fertility shot instead of the saline? Like, he didn't want to be super evil, just a little
I
evil.
don't know how fertility shots work. I'm not gonna lie. I know there's things like that, but I have no clue how they work.
I think maybe, I think they have to go in like the butt, so like a thick, muscle,
A thick thing in the butt.
thick thing in the butt, thick muscle, so that it goes in, like
Sorry.
it's supposed to hurt or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to.
Cackling.
Yes, and maybe that's why. Maybe the site would be different. So she'd be like, "That wasn't the same thing." I can see that.
I wouldn't know.
Speaking of pulling your pants down for big things, this is episode 94. I'm Mindless Prattle. One of us is Ripley. The other one's here. And we're your hosts for this week's episode.
Just this week.
Just this week. Next week, it'll be a cat because I'm bored. But she's here. Get away from my drink. Hey.
Oh, no.
You go lay down. She doesn't know what's happening. But
she's a special guest star.
Yeah. This is episode 94. She's hitting the microphones if you can hear the cat doing that. So she'll lay down in a minute. But we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. I know one thing I'm excited to talk about is we went shooting today for the first time. Well, not for me for the first time, but Ripley went shooting for the first time in a long time. How was your experience shooting?
The shooting part was good.
All right, and that was it.
No, okay, so I feel so awkward in that environment, like the gun store and the range, because I don't know the etiquette or like what I'm supposed to do.
There's really only one rule: is when you're holding the gun, point it in the right direction.
Well, like I know about gun safety, like that part.
Well, then you're good. That's all you really need to know.
Like, where am I supposed to be? Like, should I not bother other people? Like, am I supposed to be friendly? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
What do you mean?
When I'm there.
So, like, there's interactions, right? If you're interacting with the staff, you ask them either like for their recommendations and you give them a little input on what you're looking for, or if you already know what you're looking for, you tell them what you want and they see if they have it. That's pretty much all you need to do from them. If you're talking about other people, there's really only like a couple reasons to talk to other people. One, if they're being unsafe, you should tell them, hey, that's unsafe, stop that. Two, if they're shooting something that's really cool, you should say, that's a really cool gun. That's pretty much it. Those are the only interactions you really need to have with other people.
Yeah.
So at the range, if you're just standing like in line, like to look at guns and someone picks up one and says, that's really cool, you don't necessarily need to tell them that's cool. They're there to buy it. They probably know it's cool. Like I said, when I was selling firearms, the only thing that would annoy me is people that would come up and point guns at me. And I'd be like, stop doing that, please.
Do not do.
I took it away from somebody because usually it'd be, if it was someone who didn't know what they're doing, I'd be like, if you're going to point it at this back wall. If someone walks by, just point it down real quick and, out of the way. And it would be fine. But I only ever did it once, but there was one time where someone pointed the gun at me. It was their first time holding a gun, probably. They pointed it at me. I pushed it just, the muzzle down and away from me. I said, if you're going to point it at the wall. Make sure you don't point it at people because it's, a deadly.
That's like the first rule, right?
It's a deadly weapon. I just don't point it at me. And they go, oh, well, there's no ammo in it. I said, I know that and you know that. But as a general rule, we don't know that. So point it in the right direction. They're like, oh, okay. And then I turned to grab another one that they wanted to look at. And we were only ever allowed to have two out with somebody at a time so they could like compare them on the counter, And so they picked up the second one and did the same thing and pointed it at me, and I took it away and I put them both back behind the counter, and they were like, hey, I want to look at those. I said, I don't care. You're not being safe and I don't feel comfortable selling you a gun right now. So you need to leave.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? This is ridiculous. And I was like, okay, well, I can get my manager. And the manager came out and I told them the whole story and they was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, we can check the security if you really want to. I'm like, there's someone manning the cameras at all times. I'm like, but you pointed a gun at me several times. So I'm not selling you a firearm because I don't believe that you're safe with it.
Yeah, if you can't even do that in the store, like imagine when he actually shoots it.
Right, and the manager was like, sorry, if he doesn't think, if we can refuse the right of sale for firearms for any reason, and if you're not going to be, if we don't feel like you can handle a firearm safely, we won't sell you one. I'm like, cool, see ya.
I feel like that's a good policy to have.
Mm-hmm. But we found one that you enjoyed, so now we just got to look for some Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
Found some guns.
I want it to be pretty.
Yeah, we'll get to that part later.
So, because if someone's coming at me and I have to defend myself, I want to look cute while I do it.
And then you won't have that gun for a while.
Oh, because it'd be crime scene evidence.
Crime scene evidence. It's just evidence.
Yeah, and then I learned you have to
Not
wash your
crime
hands
scene.
after you shoot a gun.
You should, yes.
There's lead in it.
With lead, gunshot residue. Yeah, like you don't want
What
it on your
else is
hands.
in there that's bad?
Lead, carbon, it's a bunch of black, like the chemicals that are in gunpowder will get all over your hands. It's explosives.
I know they can test for that, right? Like it's always in my crime scene shows where they're like,
Yeah,
there
they
was
can
gun
test for the
residue on their hands.
Mhm.
Like
Same
cool.
thing with your guns. Like if you're cleaning your guns, don't do it the day you have a flight. Not good for you.
Does it stick around like that and they can see it?
I mean, if you don't wash your hands enough, sure. But if you're like deep cleaning some things and you got carbon all over your hands, and then you go on a flight and they'll be like, "Hey, our dog smells gunshot residue on you," and you'd be like, "Oh shoot."
I'm a professional shooter.
Maybe don't lead with that. I shoot professionals. I mean,
It's not just a hobby.
Speaking of dark fertility, that's what you were mentioning.
Okay. Crazy transition there, but
no, we're going back. It's fine. Speaking of going back, there's, which like over time deities became more and more like human-esque instead of like animals or like animal people.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was fascinating. But then you think about, well, what else did you have to do all day except, daydream about things? And then I came across this article that's from, who was it? The University of South Florida, Professor David, I don't know. There's an E at the end, so maybe it's David Tanasi, right? Davide Tanasi, yeah. Where he used advanced chemical analysis on what's known as a Bess mug, and it's a category of cups left behind by ancient Egyptians, right?
Okay.
The mug was decorated with the head of Bess, an ancient Egyptian god or guardian who's worshipped for the protection, fertility, medicinal healing, and magical purification. All in one,
Multi-purpose.
Historians have only ever been able to speculate about the mug's contents, with some believing they were used to hold sacred water, wine, beer, according to the curator at the Greek and Roman Art Institute or Museum. But they found out through scraping off chemicals and DNA analysis from the inner walls that his team discovered a cocktail of psychedelic drugs, bodily fluids, and alcohol. That's what they found in the mug. Right. And then you're like, that makes sense. They were like,
I expected the bodily fluid, frankly. Sounds pretty on par.
It's a combination believed to be used in magical ritual, reenacting an ancient Egyptian myth, likely for fertility, based on both the findings and written recordings of the myth. The concoction, it was honey, sesame seeds, pine nuts, licorice, and grapes, which were commonly used to make the beverage look like blood. So for the first time, we were able to identify all the chemicals, signatures of the components of the liquid concoction contained in the mug, including the plants used by Egyptians, all of which have psychotropic and medicinal properties, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then all of it said they conferred with some Egyptologists who believe that people visited the so-called best chambers at Saqqara when they wished to confirm a successful pregnancy, because pregnancies in the ancient world were fraught with dangers. Yeah, it's Saqqara. Saqqara. So the combination of ingredients may have been used to induce dream vision magic with a ritual, because during that period, childbirth was dangerous. I just think that's great that they're like, you know what? Drugs. And it makes a lot more sense when you're like, oh, ancient civilizations have deities that are looking like different animals or different things. It's like, yeah, all they had to do all day was like tend the fields and then do drugs. Like what else are you gonna do?
Yes, I'm looking at the pronunciation. Sorry.
You're looking at Saqqara? Saqqara. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Saqqara.
I was close.
Kara.
Oh, just a quick update from last week.
Sakara.
If anyone's still interested, there are still 6 monkeys that are missing. Yeah, they went from 8 to 6.
Okay, well,
By New Year's, maybe they'll have them all. I don't know.
they're getting away, man.
So there's 6 are
They're
on
integrating into society as we speak.
Trend, yeah. Now, if you, like some people, are just tired of America, for any reason, but mainly this article is about if you're tired of America because Trump won, right? The mayor of Olalai on the island of Sardinia in Italy is offering houses to Americans for €1.
There's a lot of stipulations to that, though.
Mostly. The houses are dilapidated, so you'd have to fix them up, so you got to pay for that. But it says they are offering Americans the first in line, like they'll proceed them faster than anybody else. It says they'll also provide a guide that will help you go through licensed contractors and people to help with the repairs, as well as all the bureaucracy of how to get permits and whatnot. So they're going to help with that. It says so far, they said they're also offering houses for around €100,000 if you want just to get a normal house. That doesn't have to be fixed.
What does that translate to? Like, what's a euro to a dollar?
Right now, I'm not sure. I think the euro is stronger right now. You gonna look it up?
Okay, so how much is it in euros?
Euros to dollars. Let's see. It's about $104,700. So the euro is slightly stronger right now.
Honestly, that's not bad. Compared to have you seen home prices lately? Holy shit.
Nope. They said so far the website. By the way, the town that they're talking about has a population of about 1,300 people right now. It fell from about 2,300 a few years ago. But they said that the website that they're using to advertise this has already gotten 40,000 people requesting information to buy these houses.
Damn, we missed our chance.
I don't know if you missed it entirely. They could be going through background checks or something, or some process, I'm sure, to weed out who they would like to live there and who wouldn't. But the pictures of the town look really nice. It's small,
I want to go to Italy. It's beautiful.
Small village on an island. If you're interested, I don't have the website, but the village is Olalai.
Do they have internet?
Olloliai. What do you mean do they have internet? They made a website. I just said that. You think they use smoke signals to make it?
I would love that. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody can contact me. I'm in a different time zone. I get to play video games and write my books in a beautiful Italian village.
If you had money to retire and just wanted, $100,000 to give to this little house, go live on an island in Italy,
Would you be interested in getting a fixer-upper house? Or do you think that's a dumb thing to do?
Depends on the price of things. But here's the picture of the town square.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty. It looks very walkable.
And then there's only one other picture on there.
I haven't been putting the pictures up.
Oh my gosh. Audience, it's her fault. Get her.
So I'm not using Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just deleted it, frankly.
Our Twitter?
No, Twitter, the app.
Oh, okay.
I would like to transition to Blue Sky for.
It's on my to-do list to get an account for this. We can do it.
Okay, because I like Blue Sky. I'm on it. It's I don't know how to use it. I'm not a super expert, even though I've been on there forever.
Yeah.
But more people are finally moving over, and I just cannot stand the algorithm and all that stuff. It's terrible.
I keep getting tweets from Elon Musk because of his algorithm, and I hate it. I'm I don't need to see
it'll
these.
Just
please stop.
It'll recommend me the most random things, and I'm I don't want to see this. I'm trying to grow an audience here. But sorry, my notes are gone. Okay, you know what? I wanted to complain about work a little bit.
Oh no.
I got complained about over hot water this week.
So you could say that you were in hot water.
So
don't roll your eyes so loud.
Basically, somebody asked if they could get a thing of hot chocolate to go for a big party. And I was like, no, unfortunately we can't do that, because it's not temperature safe. Milk doesn't stay hot. So I was like, I can give you a hot water thing though. if you want to get some hot chocolate packets yourself and like, mix it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, I'll call back later and tell you. And then they called back later and they're like, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool, no problem. Next day, they come through. He sends this woman to get it. She's like, oh, I'm getting a hot chocolate thing. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's just the water. We're giving you water and cups. And she's like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And I was like, okay. And then she came around to complain about it just being water. And then
It just being water, even though that's what she just.
No, literally. And then the guy I originally spoke to came to complain that it was just water, and he thought we were going to give him like hot chocolate on the side. I don't fucking know, audience.
You told them the wrong thing. Wow.
I think they misunderstood what I said. But I was so like, too. I'm never being nice again, because why would you be so aggressive and rude over something like that? Like, it's literally, it's fucking hot water. Calm down. And the time you spent yelling at me, you could have gone to the HEB and gotten some hot chocolate packets, bro. It's also free. Like, it was free. Free hot water.
Free hot water.
But it really annoyed me. And then today, we had this really weird interaction where I wasn't the main person involved, but I was like listening to it going on,
Mm-hmm.
And basically, these people sent their kids up to get their beverages, and the kids didn't tell us that they had 2 separate orders. Okay, like not related to each other.
Sure, yeah.
So they come back and they're all mad, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't give us these drinks," and we were like, "Well, it's right here, actually." And then she was like, "Oh, it's wrong."
It's wrong.
Audience, it was a mobile order. She typed in the order herself.
She was saying that the order was wrong, not
so
like how you made
apparently, it. Like, I think it was like the wives, and the one lady was at the window complaining about it, and then the other lady was on the phone with the other shift on duty, and like they were complaining on the phone, and they got it figured out, and then it just spiraled into a whole big mess, and there was like 8 people behind her, and like there's a line in the drive-thru, and all this shit's going on, and I'm trying to keep my cool because I'm an adult and I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then this lady's just complaining, and I'm like, she ordered it, and she's like, oh well, it's supposed to be a venti, and I'm like, it literally says the small on it. Like you did that. I didn't take your order. You did it with your mobile device, okay?
Right. Like, this is incorrect. I asked for 12 shots, and you're like, you typed in 10. I don't know what to tell you there.
Yeah, and it just kept going. And then finally, she came up to complain again, and she asked the other person, like, what her name was, and she told them, and she's like, I'm going to leave a review on Yelp.
Yelp.
And then left.
Do a lot of people use Yelp? Like, I've never used it. Like, I've never used it for reviews. I've never used it for hardly anything except maybe to look at like customer pictures of somewhere.
I love to leave Yelp reviews. Don't look at me like that. Only if I have a really, really good or really, really bad experience, okay?
Okay.
So, the last thing I reviewed was that Jared Jewelers, where we got the ring resized.
Right, yeah.
So I left a review about him and how great his customer service is. I have like 200 followers or some shit. People try to message you on there. 1 year ago, Archie G sent me a compliment. Cute pic on my profile photo on fucking Yelp. But then sometimes it's just like, oh, try this restaurant. It's popular right now, Oh, and then it's your 2024 year on Yelp. Did I do anything in Yelp? Everything is doing those recap things now,
I got an email from YouTube that said, here's your YouTube gaming review. And I was like, okay. So I clicked on it and it just took me to YouTube gaming, where it was like, yeah, you can watch people playing video games here. I'm like, that's not a review. That's just me watching your stuff. Like, what? That didn't tell me anything. Like, I don't. Okay.
Long story short, yes, people like Yelp, and weirdos, but I enjoy it because you know, like you said, you can get pictures, and sometimes it's the only way to get a menu at certain restaurants.
Yeah, menus I can see sometimes.
But yeah, when she said that, it just made me want to go on Yelp and like see what the review is. Because like there's one where they like took a picture of my coworker and all they said was very disrespectful when I'm standing here waiting.
What?
And it's like, what are you talking about? Like he's literally just standing there.
Okay.
But let me see if I can find it. I really do love to check the reviews every so often and see if anybody said anything about me because I'm like, you know.
On the on the subreddit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually like there's an issue with Yelp, like we don't have like reviews on there.
Oh, see, they're glitching it out.
Yeah, because there's like another location super close to us, you know, so it I think it gets combined sometimes. But yes. Also, I had this question the other day. So I got home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm minding my business, and then I hear this crazy fucking sound.
Okay.
And I look over, and that cat, a little black one right there,
Racist, but all right.
she's licking the trash can.
Yep.
And it was making this like crazy grating sound.
Yeah, from the sandpaper she got on her tongue.
Yeah, and it made me think like, why are cats' tongues like that?
Abrasive?
Yeah.
Did you Google why?
Yes.
Because I would assume it's for like to help like get meat and things like
yes,
digestible.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too, but I was like, I just need to know. But yeah, it's got like backwards facing spines called papillae. I'm not sure how to say that. It's a science word.
Science, bitch.
But it's good for stripping meat from bones,
Yep.
but which like gets the nutrition in a faster, more efficient way. But apparently it says a few different things. Sorry, it's a lot to look at. They help cats drink and like that weird way they do where they like lift the water.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Like instead of just like drinking, you know, like they lap the water with their tongue.
Same the way dogs do it. Yeah, just in a different direction.
Yeah, it's good for brushing their hair. And they do it out of affection as well, apparently. I don't know what was on the trash can that she was so into, but the sound it made was crazy loud.
They're always into that trash can, especially when it's a little too full. And I'm like, nah, you got to go somewhere else. Get out of
It's
here.
like, sorry, I'm not taking you out right now.
Right. I'm excited for upcoming Black Friday. I don't have super like a ton of things to go look for, but I'm just kind of looking for good deals. Are you excited to buy anything? Are you looking forward to buying things on sale?
I really want the Sims 4 Life and Death pack if it's on sale, but I don't think I should spend money.
I think you want that in general. I'm just saying.
I want it so bad. It looks so cool. I want to have the Grim Reaper's babies.
Oh my gosh, that's a fire. Right.
If you make babies with the Grim Reaper, your kid gets a special birthmark. It's like a little crow.
Does he get like a little baby scythe?
It's like on their neck, yeah.
You just said crow. I'm talking about like an actual little scythe
I
that
don't
you can
think
walk
so.
around with.
That's dangerous.
Okay, sure.
I feel like The Sims 3 let you kill kids, but The Sims 4 doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Neither does the Skyrim.
The Skyrim.
I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately.
Neither does the Skyrim.
Yeah, but I really want to save money and stop spending, but I'm struggling to do that.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's like compulsive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, maybe I deleted a bunch of apps off my phone so I can't spend money.
What apps were you spending money on?
Well, I deleted
It better not be like mobile games.
No.
Oh, good.
I don't spend money on mobile games.
Before.
Like once every 3 months, if I've been doing really good with my finances, I'll be like, okay, you can get like a $20 thing to try to get like the pack you want or whatever. But I don't like to spend money on them because most of them are like gotcha games, you know, where you're not like guaranteed to get something you like. So I don't like that. I like it when my money is guaranteed to have a good result. And I also try to think of my money in like time per hour. Like if I want to buy something, I'm like, okay, this is how many hours I worked to have to afford this thing. Is it like worth the amount of work I put into obtaining that?
Right, you're right.
But I also think I'm going to just like, when I think about spending money on stupid things, transfer that money into my savings account instead of buying it.
That is a good way to save money, yeah.
Because like if I'm okay with spending that money, I should be okay putting it in my savings account.
Yes, you should.
So the only thing I would want is the ColourPop mystery box that they put out every year.
The ColourPop. Oh, I think, haven't you gotten one of those before?
I've gotten 2 of them. And it's, I mean, I don't ever really buy makeup anymore. I do want some eyeshadow because I don't have any black eyeshadow, which I think is strange. I mostly have like earth tone makeup. I'm just, I don't like to buy a lot of new makeup. So I usually do the mystery box, and that's like my new eyeshadow for the year. It's like $50 for 10 products, and they usually give you an extra one for free. Or sometimes I've gotten like 15, and I'm like, where did this come from? But I think it's just because they get rid of overstock, you know?
Yeah.
But one time they gave me way too many lip glosses. That's where that sticky one you hated came from.
Oh my
They gave me
gosh, it
like
was
6 lip
glue.
glosses in that box.
Ugh. It's terrible.
But other than that, no, like I said, I'm just trying to save the money. I don't know.
Not. Well, if you got deals you're on the lookout for, I don't know of any great websites right now. I'm trying to find some for deals to go through.
I want to stop using Amazon, but like I can't find a ton of like reliable other businesses. Like I wish it was easier to find like good small online businesses. I found some through TikTok, but I wonder if Black Moon Cosmetics is having a sale.
Is having a sale.
Dear audience, this part of the thing is just shopping. But yeah, I do need to play The Sims today because I got to finish our house.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be a while till I can afford one in real life. So like.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Ripley, take us out of here.
I'm not going anywhere. You can't get rid of me.
I said us. You got to listen.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you've listened this long, welcome back. This is Mindless Prattle. We hope you've enjoyed all the words your ears heard today. And if you did, then leave us a review or, scream at us or something, I guess.
Tell me why you sound like a flight attendant.
Do I sound like a flight attendant?
Yeah.
That's my serious voice.
Thank you for flying. The buckle is on the left. And if you enjoyed this,
In case of accident, please break glass.
That was good. I like that one.
I think I'd be a good voice actor. I get embarrassed when other people are around.
I'll voice act out your book. It'll be great because it'll sound nothing like the main character. And you'll be like, why is this dude reading for this female part?
Oh my God. If you want to narrate my book, I could do the female parts and you can narrate the male parts.
Wow. Just assign me the male parts. Like you just going to assume my gender. I get it. It's fine.
I thought we were married. I thought it was pretty foregone conclusion, but my bad, bro. You're right. I should ask.
Did you ask? Have you ever?
No.
That's what I thought. And
all right, audience, we're going to go have a discussion. Thank you for listening.
Discussion. She never listens.
My name is Ripley. That's Jordan. And we will see you next time.
Don't forget episode 100 is coming up. We're doing something special, so tune in for that.
Goodbye.